In my previous video, I showed you how to get to this point that is on the screen, which was finding Google Forms, setting up the basics of your Google Forms, as well as questions. So now I'm going to show you how to turn this into an assignment that can be used in your class versus just a survey. So currently I have two questions: what type of pizza, and my food truck survey of which food. So I'm under responses. I need to get back to questions to edit them. So if I wanted it to be short answer, I could do that, or paragraph. But I need to set it up first of all to be used as a quiz. So I need to come up here to the gear. And here's the general information. I always uncheck edit after submit. If you're taking a grade, you don't want them to be able to edit it after. Now, they can do it as much as they want, which is why I unselect it. Just as a general rule, because you're creating it for FWCS, restrict users to Fort Wayne Community Schools. If for some reason you need to send it outside of FWCS, you need to check that. But I'm going to click on the quizzes tab. I'm going to slide this over to make this a quiz. So I can release the grade after the submission or later after manual review. Typically, you could do after submission if it's just multiple choice or check boxes. Now, if you're using it for an actual paragraph response, you will want to select after a manual review. So respondents can see missed questions, what the correct answer should have been, or point values. So if you would want to open it up to the kids again, I would uncheck correct answers because those little stinkers would write it down and have it. So click Save to save your settings. So now your form is going to change, and then on the left of each question, you're going to see answer key. So I'm going to go back to my multiple choice, and I'm going to change it to pizza, burgers, and hot dogs. So let's say this was a quiz, and I knew the answer should be pizza. I'm going to select pizza, and it's going to give me a checkpoint or a check mark, and I'm going to decide how many points it's worth. I can make it worth 1, 2, 3, and then you can see here it's going to start totaling my points on my Google form. So then I'm going to go to what type of pizza. I'm going to do check boxes. I'm going to put in my choices. Okay, so I set it up with my choices. Then I'm going to hit answer key. I'm going to put that you need to select pepperoni and sausage. So they have to select these two to get it right. So I'm going to put that it's worth, okay, 2 questions, 2 points. And you can see here that my total has changed, that now between the 2 questions, this quiz is worth 3 points. So I can go back to edit question to fix it. And I still have required on, so they have to answer every question. Now, one thing I would say I would add is a name section, because if you could look back at my response here did not have a name, so I have no idea who submitted this to me. And now that I've actually created this into a quiz, you can see the one I had submitted is already graded. So you can see that I did not select pizza, so I am wrong. And I got a 0 out of 1 on that. And then for pizza, I did not check what I was supposed to, so I got a 0 out of 2. So going back to this, to add a name, I'm going to hit add question, and it threw it all the way down here. You can get the 4 arrows and start dragging it up to the top, and there it is. So I'm going to put name, and it's going to quickly change it to short answer, and that's okay. And for answer key, I'm going to keep it at a 0, and I'm not going to put a correct answer. And then I'm just going to make sure that it is required. Okay, if it's not required, they're not going to write their name and you won't know who it is. And then once again, here is where you can find their individual answers, and you can flip through them here. If I had 57 responses, I could sit here and click through them. I can print them if I want to, and if I did not like the student's response, I can actually delete it, which then back on PowerSchool, when they get into Google Form or this specific Google Form on PowerSchool, they will be able to take it again.